It's right here. Did you have a conversation with Mr. Lowe, I believe, in January of 18? January of 18, we're in Vegas. Do you remember making a recorded call to Mr. Lowe? Yes. And would that be the very first call recorded that you had with Mr. Lowe since your initial recorded call in November? So from November to January, he recorded me once. That's correct. Why? Well, me and Lowe had talked in between, and there are some calls that were not recorded due to problems I was having with the phone. He told me he was going to tell him that, he says, because he was supposed to record me, and he says, but don't worry, I'm not recording you. And he says, I'll just tell him I couldn't figure out this damn recorder. And question, okay, well, what were you discussing with Mr. Lowe? He says, just normal. Objection, Your Honor, hearsay, sustained. Well, in the recorded conversation that you had with Mr. Lowe, you were discussing the sale of the park. Do you recall that? The objection, Your Honor, hearsay. I'm asking him what he was discussing, if he recalls. Witness, I do not recall that. Overruled to the extent that what he recalls, but not what Mr. Lowe said. Question by Mr. Early, do you recall anything else out of that conversation? Answer, I don't recall. And it was recorded, right? You know that, correct. Did they play these recorded calls for you? Yes. And you reviewed them? Yes. But you don't remember the substance of the call you had with Mr. Lowe in January of 18? Answer, it's been a while. I made so many calls. He made so many calls, but he claims to have only had a few with me.
Does he record as much as y'all do?
No,
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I really have no idea because, I mean, Joe always claimed that he felt like Garrettson was recording him some
Every time,
way or
yeah, he
another.
thought, he's always holding his damn phone like, he says, I
And-
know he records. And actually, I made reference to that in that video to Joe. I said, you thought James records you all the time. He goes, he does. I said, well, guess what, motherfucker? And so did we.
That you said a maybe, I think, over dinner, about whether you recorded any of the conversations with Bryant related to the Tigers, the pulling up of the Tigers.
Yeah, yeah, it may be in there.
That's a maybe. I have the date, so I can
Yeah, I
kind
go
of
back and
search
narrow it
by
down.
that date. And
There's
there's thousands of things that unrelated, related.
And there's so many things that I wish I could have gotten recorded because
He would
either
drop
it
in
would
and
be random timing or something, and it's not like I can get to my phone fast enough without it being so suspicious too.
Right.
But especially the ones that we knew were planned, I can set my phone or wherever else to not seem suspicious. So
yeah, if her phone rang and was mad, it's like, you know, because I don't know why we did.
but a lot of that could be video recordings too, so you'll have to go through a lot of
Yeah.
video just to see if you could find.
I mean, we should know within the first 10 seconds of any
Yeah,
particular
if there's not any
video.
naked people in it, it's probably
Yeah.
if you see ceiling tiles, that's not the bed, that's
Yeah, I get it.
that's the office. Matt Bryant, did you communicate by telephone and by text? That's correct. And remember, I told you Matt Bryant at some point traded phones. So he's going to have two phones with text messages, not just one. So if they presented only text messages from one number, they're hiding a whole nother series
When
of
about
text
did he make the change?
Matt changed twice.
Shit.
Matt changed during the investigation. He changed and he gave us a different number. And then it wasn't that. How long ago was it? Maybe a year ago. I texted Matt something. I wanted to ask him about the Endangered Species Act, and I didn't get a reply. And then a few days later, it says, "Who is this?"
That was probably 8 months ago.
He says, "Who is this?" I said, "Jeff Lowe." He goes, "I thought that was you." He says, "They gave me a new number."
Actually, let me see, because I had texted
I think
him.
you showed us that text.
I think
where he said he had
they
the-
relocated him after that conviction. They stuck him down in Texas.
Okay, so he kind of went off the grid. Okay, I talked to Matt back in August. I remember I talked to him on the phone about Trick Meyer, who was apparently selling tiger cubs. And I texted him on December 29th saying, hey, do you mind giving me a call when you have a minute? And then on January, that within a week I said, oh, I guess you've been told not to talk to us anymore. That's when it started to dawn on me he wasn't. So it was sometime in December he wasn't in communication. I don't know, because I think James was the one who set that entire
Yeah.
thing up. So James was the only connection because
This is the
Joe's
government.
smart enough not to contact.
Just said the government was attempting to insert the agent back into having another conversation with Mr. Passage. These text messages reflect their continuing efforts to do so, and at the end of it, nothing ever happened. That's the point.
I mean, it really does seem like James just had his fingers all over this.
Yeah, he did.
Well, James wanted the park. Remember he kept saying, what are you going to do if you leave the park? What are you going to do with the park?
Yeah.
He wanted the park. Hey, James, you lying sack of shit.
Oh.
Hey, can you sign a lease for me in Las Vegas under Justin Chow? I still have the lease. I still have the credit card bills where James was using.
There's- Gotta ask. There's no way this turns out that. I mean, everything you guys have told me about him is provable, right? And
About who?
like, this is no way that James is the honest one here.
Oh,
right?
fuck no,
Oh,
no, no,
God,
no. No.
If we can find that, especially if we can find that lease where he signs
I've
with
got
Justin
it.
Chow, and
I've got it. Is it on my phone?
because it would had to be, you would have.
Do I do? It's the only way this makes sense.
I'm never. He is such a ginormous liar. And the thing is he sounds.
We're
He sounds
confidential informant for the.
Yeah, he says, well, I became an informant.
over a misdemeanor lemur.
Yeah, no.
Really?
All
So
this.
you big tough guy, strip club, hitman, hunter, you're gonna roll over the feds for a misdemeanor lemur charge? I
Yeah.
don't think so. And Matt
If I
Bryant,
need, if I need to change my password, I'll change it just
I'm
to
sure he
Let me
has.
pull the
He-
flight
yeah.
stuff too.
Okay.
And you know the funny thing is Matt Bryant knew we described this credit card scheme that he has going in great detail with Matt. He said, this is who you're getting in bed with. I said, if Joe's attorneys find out that this is his career, he doesn't have a job. Look at, he's got a Lexus and a brand new Jeep Cherokee and all these vehicles. And he's raising 13 tigers. And I said, follow the money. Where's he get all his money from? And I said, it's all scamming Discover Card and all these he's selling his, he had $500,000. That's what you do. Ask him if you see him. Ask him if he told Jeff to sell boob jobs.